What are you lot saying? Welcome back to another episode of the Optimum Collective Podcast. We are out here on episode number 24. So big ups to each and every one of you for checking in, for tuning in, for listening. If you're new here, welcome. If you ain't new here, welcome back. I love you all very, very much. This week, we have got on an absolute legend on the poddy. I'm super excited to bring this one out to the world. We got John Fraser. John is firstly a legend, secondly he's Welsh, so he's sound, and then thirdly he is a professional MMA fighter. So we are going to get into all things fighting, all things nutrition, fight camps, mindset, all of that fun stuff. So I have absolutely no doubt you're going to learn a thing or two in this one, and either way the conversation was just sick. So settle in, strap in, and I hope you enjoy it very, very much. If you guys wouldn't mind taking a second to jump in, if you're on Spotify, and just follow the poddy, that would do me an absolute world of favours. If you're on YouTube, I think you could comment or follow it, subscribe. I don't really know, but either way, big ups. I appreciate you all. If you do take the time to do that, you absolute legends. But that's enough from me. Let's get into it. Please welcome John Fraser. Peace and love. Wallop. Here we go. John, how are you, bro?
Good, boy, yeah. How are you?
Very well, mate. Very well. Thanks for coming.
It's all good, eh?
Thanks for sitting down. We've got this sorted.
Yeah.
Fucking takes a minute, doesn't it?
Yeah,
But we
thanks
get
for
there.
having me on, mate.
Appreciate you coming and taking the time, bro.
Yeah, anytime.
I wanted to start by basically just getting straight into what you're doing at the moment, because I've seen that you're doing some one-on-one stuff and you're doing some group stuff now.
Yep.
Before we get into exactly who you are and things, but like, what is it you've just started doing? I've seen recently.
With the sessions.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's like I do. So obviously I'm a fighter, but then on the side, just to keep my head above water, to help out with the bills and stuff as well. Just do privates for people, like whether it's boxing, jiu-jitsu, like anything MMA related.
Yeah.
Yeah, just from a range of people that have never done anything before to some people that are fighters and just trying to get better at a certain skill set. Anything I can help people out with, some people want to learn self-defense, or some people just want to learn how to fight or just do it for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, just kind of cater for everything. The majority of people that I do is mostly beginners, or some people have done a little bit of something, but yeah, it's a range. Like some amateur fighters I used to train with, I do a couple now and again, but yeah, mix of different benefits for doing it, but that's pretty much what I'm doing on the side at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. You have much interest yet? Heaps.
Yeah. It's like it's up and down, isn't it? It's like, to be honest, it's me with my fights as well as has slowed it down at times. I start taking off a little bit more and more.
Yeah.
But then I've only got like a certain amount of hours that I can or want to do anyway. But at the moment, yeah, it's nice and steady. It's just enough for what I'm after, really.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
So you're clearly not from here. Neither am I.
Nah.
Let's for the listeners, let's tell who are you, where'd you come from, and how the fuck did you end up on the sunny coast of Australia?
How did I end up in the sunny coast? So I am from South Wales in the UK. Everyone thinks I'm Irish whenever I meet them over here. Irish, Scottish, English?
Right.
Like, nah, fucking Welsh.
The other one,
Yeah, the other one that knows,
That's so funny, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
everyone
classic.
gets Irish.
Yeah.
It's fucking close.
Yeah.
I don't see the similarities, but yeah, I suppose some people do. But how did I end up on the sunny coast? So I met my missus back in Wales, and we were together for, I think, about a year, and we were kind of talking about it when we first met. We had like friends that had come to Australia, and her brother was living out here. We're just like, fuck it, I popped the question with her like 9-10 months in.
Oh, yeah. That's fair play.
Played my best hand way too fucking early, I had to try and go on fucking better and better holidays instead,
You've dusted all your gunpowder.
Yeah.
I've run out. Fuck.
Yeah, fucked it. We didn't get married for another 5 years, but we were like, we either spend the money and get married, or we moved to Australia and come out here for a year was the plan, But yeah, came out, we moved to Sydney for a few months. I was working as like, I did a little bit of roofing because I'd done it back home. And then I started abseiling, so like doing rope access stuff. So like abseiling down the high rises, patch and render, siliconing, fucking cleaning windows, loads of different shit.
Yeah, right.
But I was a big boy then as well. I was like 120 kegs, fucking strong ropes, luckily. Like,
Yeah, yeah, legit. What's the maximum they take?
What, the weight?
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know, I'm not sure.
No,
Yeah,
you
I don't know.
never asked.
There's 2 ropes there just in case one fails anyway. But
It's fucking mint.
yeah, fuck, I don't know. They probably went over in the course, but it was like a week-long course. How the fuck I passed it, I honestly don't know. I remember going like, first time going over the edge of a building thinking, fucking hell, I really shouldn't be doing this. Like, you know, I shouldn't have passed the course, but yeah, fucking luckily I did.
That's mint.
And I was stupid.
Fucking hell.
But I finished doing that, we had to do like work and holiday shit, so I had to go to a farm, went to Mildura. It was a fucking shithole. Did that for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then moved to the sunny coast for work. Started working here and just fell in love with the place. Like, and been here fucking 8 years now, I think.
8 years as well, and I assume it was like quiet as fuck back then as well.
Yeah, I suppose a lot quieter than it is now, I suppose. Yeah, it's slowly, it feels like it has got busier already, like, you know?
Yeah.
Short amount of time. But, fuck, just love the place, like.
Yeah,
you know?
it's so good. Isn't it?
Yeah. There's enough going on, but not too fucking hectic.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yeah. I know what you mean. I think when I first got here, I was a bit like, could do with a bit of fucking life.
Yeah.
But I think the more you dig and the more you sort of like settle into that, I guess, slower pace way of going about things.
Yeah.
And then I guess just the more people you meet as well, right? And you just like make your own fun as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you realise it's fucking sick.
And you're from London as well, yeah?
Sorry, but like,
just a lot
pretty
busier.
much. Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, and the UK is pretty populated as well. And so it's like,
So coming here, it's a bit of a shock to the system, isn't it?
Yeah.
But fuck, it's good.
Yeah.
8 years, yeah, right. Far out. And you're a professional MMA fighter.
Yeah.
For everyone who doesn't know that.
Yeah. So
that's fucking sick.
Yeah, it's mad. It's fucking I love it. Like I love the fucking day-to-day shit that I do, and I just fucking love the training, you know? Like when I first came to Australia, I'd had a couple of fights back home, but never really took it serious, just being a fat bastard and just fucking eating too much, drinking, going on the piss, doing things I shouldn't be doing, you know? But came out here, started doing jiu-jitsu, and just fucking, it just became my life pretty much straight away, like, you know?
That's sick.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, like, because a couple fights, like, why do you think you all of a sudden, when you came here, it kind of took off, per se?
Oh. I don't know. I think it was because I'd done boxing back home, boxing, like traditional martial arts, like kung fu and shit. But it just seemed a bit boring to me after a few months. But like starting jiu-jitsu, like I went in for my first class and I was a big boy, and I'm not necessarily strong in the gym, but I'm like quite strong, like, you know, like farm strong.
Yeah.
I can't bench a lot, but I can fucking wrestle people. I'm quite strong, like you know.
Yeah.
And I was getting fucked up by small guys, like, you know.
Yeah.
And like I was like, fucking hell, if this cunt can do this to me, and he's 40 kilos smaller than me, I gotta learn this shit, like, you know. And I just loved it. It was just like, you know, when you're wrestling as a kid and you're fucking around with your mates.
Yeah.
It was just like that to me. Like none of it made any sense, and I was fucking terrible at it, but I just got hooked on that, like, you know. And once I started training with the Noak brothers, started training with them, and like I just got hooked on it. There's like I couldn't miss a session, like, you know. I was doing double session days. I wasn't lifting weights then. I was just loving just rolling, and started doing more kickboxing. And then after like 3 months, they were like, do you want to fight? I was like, fuck yeah. And fucking signed up for a fight, and the rest is history. Like, bro, I was just fucking hook, line, and sinker on it.
Yeah, it's so sick.
Yeah.
One of my main questions is, and we already get into it, but there are so many aspects to what you do.
Yeah.
Like, it's, like you say, kickboxing. There's just like a million different aspects. So like, how do you target one? And do you have to spend a bit of time getting good at this? And then you go, all right, now I'll just spend a bit of time getting good at this. Or how do you pick which one you're going to spend time at, and how do you get good at all of them?
I think, I don't know. I think like some guys get into it that have never, like I had a striking foundation. So like I could kick, I could punch, but I didn't know how to put it together, you know? So
Yeah.
like, I could throw a fucking good solid kick or hit pretty hard, like my hands, but like I wouldn't say I was a good boxer, you know? But
Right.
like, then when I learned to kick and punch together, then really started understanding the intricacies of like the striking, just slowly started getting better at that. But that was definitely like an advantage I had compared to my grappling. So like, I wouldn't say I spent more time doing it. I just joined the gym and did everything pretty much, and just like, yeah, I wouldn't say I did more of one. Maybe some people do, but like it just slowly caught up to everything else, like, you know.
Sick,
But
yeah.
yeah, there is fucking so much. You just got to fit like boxing, kickboxing, fucking jiu-jitsu, wrestling, wall wrestling. Wall wrestling and wrestling are so different, like, you know.
Yeah, right.
MMA jiu-jitsu is different from just straight jiu-jitsu, like, because you get
Right.
punched in the face where you're not just doing jiu-jitsu, you know. And then like this cardio, then you got to figure out the diet and stuff. So it's, yeah, so many aspects, man.
So what does your day-to-day look like in you being able to encompass all of that shit?
At the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fucking train 2-3 times a day, but it won't be like it's not like hammer and tongs 2-3 times a day. It'll be like one solid session or two hard sessions in a day. Then the next day will be like slightly easier, maybe with one hard session, then maybe with like a drilling session. So like you're doing like technique.
Yeah.
And then maybe like a light cardio. But if you try and go hard for too long, you just fucking fade in the end. You get flat batteries, like, you know?
Yeah.
Get a bit of overtrained.
Yeah.
So like it's just managing that, you know, like trying to cover all aspects of MMA and while not getting burnt out pretty much, yeah.
That's a battle. I think it doesn't matter what you're doing, eh?
Yeah.
Just like, because what I find, especially recently myself anyway, you know, when you feel real good.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you're in I don't know, like a fight camp or something, or like, I'm going to do this program for the next 10 weeks. Week 3, you're feeling pretty good, right? Weights are going up, you're moving, feeling all right. So then you kind of like, that's when the temptation comes in to do double days, triple days, or multiple double days. And then you hit week 7.
Yeah.
Then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Do you have a coach yourself? Or are you sort of doing your own thing? Yeah.
No, I have coach, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So then is he going, obviously, are you sort of like getting ahead of that so you don't get burnt out? Is this what you're saying? How like one day you're going to go a bit chill, next day you might go harder, just to kind of like get ahead of that so you don't hit that burnout level?
Yeah, like when I first started, I just fucking trained as flat out every session. There was no, you know what I mean? And like I'd burn out, and then my coach would be like, "You need a day or two off. You're fucked," you know, like, because when you're like when you're bad overtrained, like you try and do the most simplest of things, and you just feel fucked. Like, you know, there's no pulling out of it. It's not like being unfit. I think like Tyson Fury said, he'd rather go into a fight a little bit unfit rather than overtrained. Because like even when you're unfit, you can recover in between rounds. When you're overtrained, there's just no recovering. You just go down and down and down, like, you know. So now I've learned to like know my own body as well a lot better, and I think that's the thing that fighters struggle with a lot, because some people, they stop and they think they're being overtrained, but they're really just being a bit of a bitch. And they like, they'll pull back because they're a little bit lazy. And then other people have the problem of like thinking that they're just being a bitch when they actually need to rest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, it's just getting to know your own body. And I think that's where I've like learned to like structure my week better now. So I avoid that happening.
Yeah.
But if I do feel like I'm overtrained, whether, and a lot of things come into it, whether like, if I'm really depleted with like dieting, getting ready for a fight while on a red line, and I just feel like I'm super fucked, I'll go, nah, I have to just sacrifice a day here and pull it back. But yeah, the day-to-day training without a fight, it's like it's easier for me to do that. But when you got a fight and you're an opponent, you're like, this cunt's getting ready to fight me, really hard to take a day off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you just have to be smart about it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you usually have, like, you hear the word fight camp thrown around quite a lot? Obviously, that's the UFC. It's a bigger thing, right? It's like, you're going to fight this guy at this date. Does that work for you as well? Or is it like, someone might be like, you got to fight in 3 weeks?
Yeah, like generally I'll have a fight camp from like anywhere about from 6 to 12 weeks. They'll say you got to fight. and then you're getting prepped for that. I had a fight 2 years ago after I come back from the UK, and I'd been off with a broken hand, and I got offered a fight. The guy Matt Myers, he got offered a fight on a week's notice, and I was literally in the pub fucking drinking piss with my brother at the time, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll take it. We took the fight, and like it was a different mentality going into it, because like it's a lot of stresses going into a long fight camp. You start thinking about it, like so many different outcomes throughout the weeks.
Yeah.
But that one just felt like a street fight. I was like, I'm going to meet this guy next week, and we're just going to bang it out, like, you know. And I managed to pull off the win. It was a fucking hard fight.
Let's go.
But yeah. So like I do a bit of both. Like I put my hand up for a fight on 3 weeks' notice a couple of weeks ago, but it didn't end up coming off. But yeah, I'd rather having a long fight camp, so I'm prepared and I'm at my best, you know. And then you've got nothing in your head that's fucking, you know, whatever happens, the outcome happens in a fight. You win, lose or draw, you've given everything and you're well prepared. But if there's any like short notice fights, then I wouldn't say no to them either. Like,
yeah, for sure. Like, yes, that's an interesting point, isn't it? Because if it's fucking 2 weeks, you're just like, fuck it.
Yeah, it's like a street
we're just
fight.
going to go in and just have a go. Yeah. Whereas you're right, like the build up, I guess the 12-week build up must be fucking.
Yeah, it can be, yeah.
And then
all sorts of shit, like.
In that, are you going like, all right, he's unbelievable on the floor. So like, are you working, is the work already like kind of done in the way of technique stuff? Or are you going to go, sweet, well, I'm actually going to do a little bit more work on the floor for this 12 weeks just to be a little bit more prepared? Yeah,
for sure. If like, say if you're fighting like a wrestler or a jiu-jitsu guy, you'll be more focused on defending those aspects and exploiting like where they're weak, like, you know?
Yeah.
And it's less about like learning through a fight camp, whereas like, yeah, it's less about getting better in skill. You're more getting fitter, tougher, and very specific through a fight camp, you know? Whereas like outside of a camp, I'd rather be trying to learn as much as I can, like, you know, really like skill building.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's, again, so much. I'm just like relating it, even like just to CrossFit. Just I'm thinking, because you got handstands, you got gymnastics, you got ollie lifts, you've got cardio stuff. There's just, and then any time I tried to get good at muscle ups, like my handstands were shit.
Yeah. And
it's just, it's so hard to juggle so much shit in it.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Fucking nightmare.
And it's like, it's like training for, it's similar to CrossFit because they have like different events each one, don't they? And you don't know which one you're going to have. Is that right?
Yeah, well, they kind of like release the workout super late. Do you know what I mean? Where they'll be like, cool, Thursday night they release it and you do it the next morning for however many days.
Yeah, true. Yeah, like similar to that, where you'd have obviously a longer time period to prep for it, but yeah, a lot more fight specific coming into a camp, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's mad, eh?
Yeah.
What's the, I don't know how it works. What's the organisation that you fight under? Is there like a specific organisation?
Yeah.
And is that like Australia's like main one?
Yeah, so like there's a few in Australia. Like you got Beatdown, Hex, Eternal. Eternal is mainly the one I fight out. My last 6 fights have been on Eternal at the moment, and it's like the main show in Australia. Like, you know, it's the one that's on Fight Pass, UFC Fight Pass. You get really good coverage. It's professionally done. It's well run. They're not difficult to deal with, you know. They're like, it's a really professional show, and they're regarded as probably like the premium show in Australia. Yeah.
Yeah, I meant.
Yeah.
So when, that was going to be one of my questions later, actually. When have you got any fights coming up?
Yeah. August 17th.
Yeah, man.
Well, it's either August 17th or August 31st, just waiting for the contract at the moment, yeah.
And then if we want to watch it, Fight Pass.
UFC Fight Pass, yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to get on it, yeah.
And it'll be on my Instagram and that as well. I'll post the dates and everything, but either over in Perth or the Gold Coast. But yeah, it'll be streamed live on UFC Fight Pass,
yeah. That's sick. Because I didn't even, obviously, having seen you in the gym and that.
Yeah.
And then you see it through like Nick's Insta and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But then you never know how to actually watch it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But obviously, things like that.
Yeah.
Can you get that on like KO and things like that? Or do you have to go on the website?
I think that's exclusive through Fight Pass, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
And have you had a fight recently?
Yeah, previously, unfortunately, I come up short on that one. It was in March. It was March or February? March. Yeah, the fight was going good. Just got submitted in the second round. Made like a silly mistake. Not a silly mistake. I just made a mistake. And it cost me, like, and that's kind of like that's kind of what I love about MMA as well. Like, obviously it's not so, I don't love it as much when I'm on the receiving end of it, but there's so many ways to win or lose a fight. You can get knocked out, fucking stop with a leg kick, choked, armbar, submission. There's fucking so many ways, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I got caught with a, with a choke, but, yeah, like it was a weird fight in the sense of, like, I've lost a fight before where I felt like someone's fucking died after I've lost, It's like fucking, it feels like someone's taken something from you, Something, it's fucking weird, like. And, but this one, I come away from it where, like, I outstruck the guy, and he's like a multiple world champion Muay Thai fighter. So I beat him where he's at his best. But then he caught me in a sub, which I just wasn't expecting either, like, So I kind of came away with it with a bit of confidence boost, but fucking pissed off myself. You can't afford to make mistakes that I made enough at the highest level, like,
Yeah.
But it's just that's just fighting, like, sometimes you can zig when you're supposed to zag, and you just get caught, like, Yeah.
That's, like you say, top level sport, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just fucking one of those things you just can't afford to make those mistakes, like.
And I guess the next fight you go into,
yeah,
you're thinking about that, I suppose, isn't it? You learn from everything, right?
Exactly, yeah. It's just every loss I've ever had has just made me better, like, It's it's just put a bit more fire in my belly, and it's just it's made me better every single time, like every single time. I know it's a fucking cliche thing. People say you're the winner, you learn, but it's generally you really do, like,
And like, I guess cliches are for a reason, isn't it? It's not like it's a cliche because it fucking happens over and over again. Like. And ultimately, you have to look at it that way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what else you got?
Exactly, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, when we're fucked.
Yeah.
If you're not going to look a little bit positively, everything might as well be shit.
Exactly, yeah.
What was my next question? I literally just had one then, and I've forgotten what it is. So, I'm going to ask you about nutrition in your fight camps.
Yeah.
How big of a part does that play?
Fucking massive.
Yeah,
massive. Like, when I first started out, I was fucking clueless. And I'd be just starving myself, cutting carbs way too early. Just doing it such a fucking hard way, like, and I could never stay consistent.
Yeah.
I've been through a bit of a fucking journey with it, in the sense of, like, I'd try and cut carbs for a bit, then I'd just be starving myself. And then I signed up with a nutritionist, which I should have done a lot sooner. And I kind of learned through his programming, he gave me just the whole thing with, like, counting calories and your macros and stuff. So I started doing that, and I went down from a fat light heavyweight to an in shape middleweight, So just changed my way of eating, where I was like, oh, this is actually way simpler than fucking most people make it, like, because and once doing that, then I've transitioned over to now just as much whole food as I can, like, and I try and wait. No, I'm not too, like, pedantic, like, I'll have a beer fucking very rarely. I'll eat fucking some chocolate now and again. I'm not exactly shredded fucking 24/7, but, like, I'll keep my weight down, I'll manage it well, and I try and stay in, like, whole food and as natural as possible, like, you know? Yeah.
And like you say, it doesn't have to be complicated, does it?
Nah, it doesn't, not.
Just fucking eat shit that's not been processed as best as you can. Obviously, that's not always the easiest thing to do.
No, it's not, no.
And especially when you're in a fight camp, I assume there are things because there's, like, sugars and, like, processed foods that you can eat for your benefit, right?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Actually, that's going to give me more energy at this point in time.
100%. I prefer not to, just not from an energy standpoint, just I'd rather, like, just the percentages for, like, health and stuff. I try and stay away from as much processed as possible, like, I don't think it's the fucking devil, but just for peace of mind, I feel like mentally better and physically better if I limit the processed shit as much as possible.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you drop down a whole weight class, how does that work? Do you have to tell them, I need to fight here now?
Pretty much, yeah. Just say, like, I'm ready for a middleweight fight. I used to cut down to, I used to walk around about I was a big boy, like 120. And then when I started fighting, I kind of dropped my weight to 105, 108, walking around, and I'd cut to 93.
Flipper,
Well, fucking, I'll send you a fucking clip of my second pro fight, and I'd gone back to the UK for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was just fucking living on Greg's, fucking pasties, eating so much shit, smoking too much weed. I had a fucking cheese board in the fridge that was just like stocked up, and I'd just be going there having slabs of cheese. I was just a greedy fat cunt.
Sounds dreamy, though.
But I blew up to 118.
Wow.
I know. And I came back and I had a fight at 93 in 7 weeks. And I managed to, and this is before I was actually like clued up with dieting. All I was eating every day was, I'd have a chicken thigh fillet with half an avocado, and I'd have the same thing in the evening. And that's all I ate for fucking 6 weeks.
No way.
And the last week then, I got down to 101 kilos, I think it was. And then I managed to like cut the rest in the bath in 24 hours. So like I sweat off, I think it was like 7.8 kilos I sweated off in the day. And that like fucking almost killed me, man.
That is outrageous.
Honestly, like I know people that do more than that now who are a lot smaller. But like, I remember the night before the weigh-ins, I was like fucking looking like, I was thinking, oh, fat holds a lot of water. It's going to come out of me. It's going to piss out of me, you know? And I was like, nah, fat holds fuck all water. The muscle is the thing that holds water, you know? I was like, oh no, I'm fat. But, it was so miserable, man, honestly.
What? That's fucked, man.
I know, just getting like fucking lifted out of the bath when you're so fucked, getting like shuffling to the scales, jumping on, you're like, still got loads to go.
You looking like I am fucked.
Honestly, honest to God, it was one of the worst experiences of my life. Like, it was fucking horrible. But I managed to make the weight and won the fight, luckily. Like, it was, it's fucking terrible.
That is outrageous, man.
I know. And like, I never do big cuts like that anymore, you know? Like, now, like I walk around, between 95 to 97, and for a fight, I'll diet down to about 91, a week out, and I do the rest through water loading to get to 84. But I usually, by the time it comes to like sweating it out, because like the week of, I'll water load, fucking drop my carbs, salt, fiber, all that shit. And it usually leaves me about 3 to 4 kilos to sweat out in a day. And that's, it still sucks, like, you know, it's still fucking shit, but it's not too bad, like, you know? Yeah.
And then how long do you then have from the weigh until the fight?
About 24 hours.
And then are you fucking what are you doing in that time?
What, the time between?
Yeah.
Oh, just like...
Just normal?
Yeah, food, getting like water's most important. Water, salt, fucking electrolytes and all that. And then getting like simple carbs and like, you know, like is it simple carbs? Like fucking like
Cocoa Pops and shit.
Yeah, not like white rice, shit like that, pasta, just like fucking, just to get in that glycogen back in your body.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So not like straight sugars and that, it's just like...
You can do, I think.
Right.
Like, I think you can do. Like the one of the dietitians I had before, like suggested like fucking like sweets and lollies and shit like that to like, but I prefer just to use dates and fucking honey and shit like that, you know?
Again, whole sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have like a calorie target roughly, or are you just...
For the week of the fight?
Yeah, well, I guess in your fight camp, you're tracking everything, right?
Track everything. I try and track every day anyway, because I'm a greedy bastard, and I'll overeat every time. But like I try, like I'll, depending on how much I got, like little Frank's helped me out a few times for the last 2 fights. Just give me advice, like adjust this, try that, eat this around this train. It's been a massive help for me.
That's meant.
He's been a big help, like, you know.
He's got a crazy amount of knowledge, isn't he?
Yeah, he's really good, man. He's fucking just so helpful, like, and just a good dude, like, you know. It's been awesome for me. But yeah, I just like the last one, I try and sit around 2002, something like that, and then it just naturally comes down tidy. It's not too bad.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right. That's pretty. I mean, it's not horrific, is it?
No, it's not.
2-2's kind of fine.
It's not too bad. Yeah, like I've had worse ones. Like before, I was eating like 1,700 for a while, but like now I try and keep my weight at a better space. Like, you know. Yeah.
Should we tell any of the listeners that aren't from the UK what Greg's is?
Oh, Greg's. Fuck. Do you have a Greg's over there?
Over here, I don't think so.
No, they wouldn't, would they?
It's all time at home, isn't it?
It's just like a fucking... I love it, but like if Aussies went there, they'd probably like,
What the fuck is
yeah,
this?
they'll have like pies and that that actually have like good meat in them.
Yeah, yeah,
Fucking Greg's is just minced fucking chicken and but it's like, it tastes fucking good.
It's like one of those bakeries that's like not nice, I suppose, right?
No.
Like it's not a fancy bakery, is it?
No.
It's just like, but what was their sausage rolls were like 80p
Yeah.
and just greasy and gross, but they were incredible.
Cheese and beans pasties and stuff
mate.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just fucking chicken and bacon or chicken and mushroom pasty. They're fucking, yeah, they're nice. But I reckon if Aussies tried them, like this is dog shit, like, you know?
100%.
Yeah.
Well, they do pies pretty good over here, eh?
Yeah, they do, yeah. Yeah.
What do you reckon your favourite thing about let's say the country? What's your favourite thing about this country?
Australia.
Yeah.
Just a lifestyle, man.
Yeah.
Just everything seems a little bit more chilled out than the UK, like, you know?
Mm.
Like, I love where I'm from, and I'll always be, like, fucking Welsh at heart, like, you know?
Yeah.
But it's, yeah, it's just way more chilled out. Yeah, everything's a little bit more easygoing.
Would
Yeah.
you say that about Sydney, though?
No, fuck no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking hate Sydney. It's just too busy, man. Yeah.
It's true, isn't it? Because I think,
was just
especially
close,
because
actually.
yeah. That's this, because a lot of the time you get that, you know, that is the stereotype over here, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, man. But it's not necessarily all like that.
No, that's true. But I think the weather as well just helps. Is like, but then you can go fucking million places for the weather. I suppose it's like being in the UK with fucking really nice weather, isn't it? Because it's the same kind of, you know, like everything's quite similar in a lot of ways, but very different as well. Like, you know,
Yeah. I find it's like kind of like a middle ground between like the US and the UK.
Yeah.
It's like somewhere in the middle, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. It's a pretty cool place to live as well. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty mad.
It's mad. Yeah. How long have you been here?
It'll be 3.5 years now.
3.5
4 years, yeah.
Mad, yeah.
Yeah.
How far off are you getting like your residency?
I've got the PR.
Oh, you got your PR?
Yeah.
Oh, mad, yeah. Mad, yeah. Fuck
It's,
yeah.
it's huge. Eh?
It's a big stress off your shoulders when it all goes through. And
It's one of those weird stresses that like you don't know that you have, or like you know it's there,
yeah.
but when it's lifted, it's like this weird sort of like I didn't know I was wearing that, but it feels good to not have to think about that anymore.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like some fuck us then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like in the grand scheme of things, not the biggest deal.
Yeah.
In terms of sort of timeframes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're in it, you're like, flipping heck.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if I didn't have to worry about this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What are you on?
I've had me and Luke had citizenship last year.
No way, that's huge.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that is
good.
sick.
It's a cool one to get ticked off, fellas.
That's so sick.
Yeah, it took a long time and like a lot of money and that, but yeah, it's fucking it's good, man. It's worth its weight in gold, like, you know. But yeah, still haven't applied for the actual passport yet. Got the citizenship, but I've been abroad like 3 times and fucking it's a nightmare every time because your visa is not linked, so your citizenship isn't linked to any passport.
Right.
So it just says you don't have a visa. So they have to phone the fucking Aussie embassy and everything. It's a nightmare every time. I'll have to fucking order it soon. But
They're not give you like a card or something?
Nah, they give you a lecture at the airport too. Like, you really should have this. I'm like, well, it's not fucking mandatory. Like why don't you just make it mandatory with the visa? Like,
yeah.
You know?
Why won't you give me my citizenship? Why don't you just, because I think in Canada you get like a little card.
Yeah, right.
That says you are a citizen.
Yeah, true.
And then obviously you can then get your passport later. But the whole passport process is long enough as it is, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, that was a nice milestone to hit. That was for me and Luce.
That's very cool. That. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, and it's like, because we, like you see, we were talking about it before we started. Now, like, me and Lucy, my wife is pregnant at the minute, so like, fucking.
How good is that? Congrats to you both. That's fucking sick, man.
Yeah, cool, man. I'm looking forward to this. We're having a little girl, and so she'll be. I've dual citizenship would be awesome for her as well. Like, you know?
Yeah. And then and that's just cool that you've been able to provide that to, like, that's just opportunity now. Yeah. To your daughter, right?
Because we got friends, like, my mate's Mrs. Sean, she was born and brought up over here, but her parents are from where I'm from. And like she had dual citizenship, and she can go back and forth whenever she wants. And it's just such a cool, like, yeah, it's just so cool to have, like,
100%. It's one of those things that you then, again, don't have to worry about the stress of like trying to.
Exactly.
It's just nice to have that option.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially because some people, I couldn't imagine England being where I live forever. Don't get me wrong. Like you say, I love it.
Love it, yeah.
I love, obviously, the people. I miss them.
Mm-hmm.
But like that, I just couldn't, that's just not me. I just couldn't picture that being it.
Yeah.
So then you kind of like, obviously you don't know what journey you're going to go down. You don't know where you're going to end up and things like that.
Yeah.
Fortunately for me, it was here.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
But like, if you don't have that, it's kind of like, there might come a time where you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like if I really, really, really didn't want to live, I mean, you find a way, but.
Yeah. Oh, like me and Luke's coming out here is literally the fucking best thing that's ever happened to us. Like, it's the best decision we've ever made, like, yeah, I just feel like I'm a healthier, better version of myself out here. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's just, I don't know what it is. But like, I went back to the UK recently for like 2 years and just like got injured in my hand and my fucking knee. And not that because I was home, but then just fell in the trap of fucking drinking all the time. And I was like, what's happened? Like, came back out here and just boom, flipped the switch and I fucking barely drink. I know Aussie's got a big drinking culture, but for me personally, it's just, I'm a better, healthier version of myself over here,
So true, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so true.
I don't know what it is like, but that's how it's worked.
Because I've been thinking about this myself. Because I think there's a level of, especially here, people get up early, right?
Yeah.
It's like the normal thing to do is to get up at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
I think maybe because the light, obviously you lose a bit of light in the evening. So if you want to gain as much as you can, you need to get up earlier. I just wonder if that way of life, like restaurants closing early, so there's not really much that you can do if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted to be out at 11 o'clock, I'd be walking around empty streets.
Yeah, true, yeah.
So you're kind of like, I might as well just knock it on the head and go to bed.
Yeah.
I think it's like one of those maybe product of your environment situations that kind of like accidentally happens.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Because I'm the same. Like when I got here, I was like, bang, teetotal.
Yeah.
And obviously that changes, right? Like it doesn't. But having lived in Canada and things like that, like you ain't teetotal.
Nah.
Then I came here and I was like, well, this is an opportunity now for me to just be like, all right, well, I'm just not going to drink.
Yeah.
Not going to smoke. And then I'll probably not eat shit.
Yeah.
And then kind of like all of that shit just kind of mounts up. And then all of a sudden you're like running half a marathon. And you're like, why the fuck am I doing this? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I wonder if it comes with age as well.
Yeah, maybe. Probably a mix of everything, really, isn't it? Like, you go down the beach, like you said, you wake up at 5 o'clock and go down the beach and there's fucking like 70-year-olds going for runs at 5 o'clock in the morning and stuff, It's like, this is cool as fuck, like.
It's sick, isn't it?
But, everyone's just a lot more health and fitness orientated over here, I think. But obviously there's like a lot of fast food and fat fuckers everywhere as well. But I do find like, like you go in Fitness Cartel, like so many people are in like fucking mental nick, like, in really good shape and stuff. It's fucking, like you see like youngsters that are training like fucking really well. It's fucking awesome to see, like,
Yeah.
I say youngsters if I'm an old man. That's what I am, right? Yeah, fucking hell.
When did that happen?
Into a right old cunt.
Gets to that, doesn't it? Gets to that. I wonder if the cartel is kind of like that as well, though, isn't it? Because it is. It's highly densely populated. Yeah. But you're not wrong. Like everybody in there is getting after it.
Yeah.
I think that's probably my favourite part about that gym.
What's that?
There's a lot of people doing a lot of different things. Like you got you doing your completely different shit, which is sick. Then you've got like a lot of bodybuilders, which is cool because obviously they take a different intensity to their training. Yeah. You got people, I'm not sure of a name, but muscle ups and like crazy body weight stuff.
Oh, Kim, is it?
Unbelievable.
Animals,
unbelievable. Yeah. Like so sick. With the functional areas. Then you got people that just don't come downstairs from the cardio mezzanine. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I feel like most people in there are like inspired by the other people that are in there. Yeah. Which is quite cool.
Yeah, for sure. I
don't know if that's the case in every gym. Yeah. I'm not too sure because I don't go to every gym. Yeah. But I kind of just get that vibe from the coast, like you say, that people just, I guess you get that from being outside because it's sunny for a lot of the time. And then I guess subconsciously, if people are taking their tops off more often than not, maybe they want to be in better shape.
Well, when I first went to Sydney, innit, like, I was a big boy then, and like, I remember saying to my missus, I was like, fuck, where's the fat section?
Yeah.
Everyone's walking around like fucking in the hellish good, Nick, and I'm standing here looking like a soup sandwich, like, you know? Like a hell of a fucking mess. What's happening?
Where's the fat
Oh,
section?
it's a fuck, I was like, fuck, what's happening?
That is so good.
It's funny,
That is so good. I guess with your, well, I suppose you said you were fighting at home as well. I would have thought maybe because you took the fighting more seriously as well. Maybe that's why it comes into it.
I had like 3 fights back home. So
Yeah.
I had one when I was like 18, but I was just doing like traditional like kung fu kind of thing, and like I really was not prepared. Like I was getting into fights and stuff all the time when I was a kid. And not like, you know, not like, like as if, you know, there's a lot rougher places in Wales, but like, it's just one of those things you end up getting into a lot of fights and like, well, quite consistent. It's not like the fucking roughest place in the world, but yeah, you tend to get into a lot of fights. But like, I kind of went in with a bit of a false sense of security with, having a few fights when I was younger, to jumping in the cage, and it was just a different experience. You know, I wasn't like fucking prepared. I didn't do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And then going from that then to like a striking martial arts where I was doing like more like fucking kickboxing and boxing. Had a kickboxing fight, then a boxing fight. But they were all like a year in between each one.
Right.
Just not like, you know, going, right, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
It's like, kind of thought I wanted to be a fighter, but just too young and dumb at the same time, like, you know. But, yeah, sorry, I can't remember what you said.
Would you just
rambled on?
Do you just like just choose to fight? Like, is no one saying, because you said like the fights from the streets to the octagon's totally different?
Oh, it's completely different.
Is no one telling you that? Is no one going?
When I was younger,
Yeah,
like, but I just didn't realize. Suppose like, yeah, the people that coached me at the time didn't realize the importance of all the other disciplines, like, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
I'll just go in and I'll just hit fucker at this guy now. Just don't get taken down, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But I just didn't have any of the grappling skill set at all, like, you know?
Yeah.
So just a lack of knowledge, really. And it was like it wasn't as, I suppose it was around a lot then, but it's not as much as what it is now. you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Or it was more like underground, if you will, back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe not like super underground, but it was like, just wasn't as common as what it is now, you know? So what's that, like fucking, God, you're looking at about 15 to 17 years ago, that was, yeah. That's mad. No, 15 years ago, yeah, it's mad.
There you go.
Yeah. Crazy, yeah.
I feel like a lot's happened in that time, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
Fucking,
Sports progressed and like, yeah.
Do you reckon it's massive? Do you reckon it's bigger in Oz, or do you think it's bigger at home?
I don't know, because I haven't been home enough since I've been doing it, you know?
Yeah.
I was there for 2 years, training in Wales, and it's pretty big now, but I'm not sure. I'm not really sure now, and yeah, which one's bigger?
Yeah, because I feel like here you could sit in any group of blokes, and everyone's going, "Yo, you seen the card on the weekend?"
Yeah, they do love it. Aussies do love it, yeah,
love it.
I think it's pretty big in the UK as well, but it's like you got like 3 times the population in the UK as well, so you might have more gyms and shit. But yeah, the Aussies definitely love MMA, and it's like the whole like Australia scene, like on the world stage at the moment, is fucking on the rise as well.
Yeah,
like, you know?
True. Are there any like Welsh Volkanovskis?
Back home?
Yeah, like are there? Because obviously the following for Volk now is enormous, right? So that's why obviously the rest of everybody else kind of jumps on it.
Yeah, so
we haven't had Welsh versions in that.
We haven't had any like Welsh world champions yet, but like guys like Jack Shaw, he's bantam / featherweight that's in the UFC. Brett Johns, who's been in the UFC, Bellator, PFL, and like fuck Brett, like I don't know if you know like Brett Johns, but he's been around for fucking years, man, and he's like, to be honest, like in the sport, he's probably someone I look up to a lot because he's been doing it longer at a high level, like multiple world champion, not a UFC champion, but Cage Warriors world champion, Titan FC world champion. I think it's Titan FC, but he's just been around the block for fucking years, like, you know, fighting since he was a dut. And he's still fighting at the highest level, like, and so like guys like I think Brett would get recognised a lot in Wales. Same with Jack Shaw, he's quite big. but none of them are like a world champion, like UFC world champion just yet. But both those boys have got the potential to do that as well, like, you know.
That's sick.
Yeah, and some guys coming up as well, like it's Oban Elliott, he's in the UFC now. He's killing it as well. But yeah, it's definitely on the rise in Wales and the UK in general, like everywhere, to be honest. Man.
Yeah, I think it's massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's massive. It's cool. Would you? Could you get to the UFC? Is that the goal?
Yeah, well, I've been like a fucking fight away from it.
No fucking way.
That last one, I think it's not like one of those like, oh, you win this, you're definitely getting picked up. But it was pretty much there, like, you know. So like maybe 2 fights away, but I think it's not a million miles away now. He's just talking. If I can go out, like if I can smash his cunt in fucking August, if I can have a good finish. It could put me in good stead to have another fight, maybe 2 fights after that. Then off to the races. Then hopefully,
that's fucking
but
sick.
You just never know, like for sure. Like, oh, it's not like, you know, you win this many fights, you get picked up. You just got to keep on, fight by fight, not get too focused on what's after. And the good things happen, but it could be 1, maybe 2 fights away for me, right? Yeah, because like I'm number 1 in Australia. I have been for the last like year and a half, I think. Or 2 years.
Shit.
Yeah, so like,
fuck yeah, that is sick.
Obviously lost the last fight, so that guy that beat me might be just above me now. But it's just I'm not far away from it, like, you know.
That's proper cool.
Yeah,
that's well exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, just gotta keep fucking working hard and make it happen, like, you know.
Yeah. Because when I see you in the gym, obviously you're doing fucking some of those Cossack squats are mad. That shit.
I think you call me doing karate in the fucking gym.
He's just giving it. That's funny. You do get the shadow boxers. You ain't one of them.
There's a guy shadow boxing on the bike next to me. Go on, boy, get it done.
Fucking man. He's going, yes, bro.
Go on, boy.
How often do you go to like a conventional gym and just work on, I guess, foundational strength work, I suppose, is what you do in that gym, right?
Yep.
Is that the sort of the focal point of a conventional gym?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So I've always kind of done my own thing. Like I've had programs off one of the boys back home a couple of times. But then when I was injured, I think when me and you first met each other, I had my shoulder surgery and I started with Nick Tim.
Yeah.
And Nick fucking helped me out so much, man. Like
another very smart fella.
Yeah, man. Do you know, like the mobility stuff that Nick's done to me? I've literally had problems with my hips for fucking years. Every fight camp, I'd have to stop kicking for about 4 weeks before the fight because my hips get so jacked up.
No way.
And like from the wrestling, repetitive kicks and but then I started with Nick and he's got me doing the FRC stuff to improve my hip mobility and strengthen it. And man, it's like, it's changed it so much for me. I never have problems with my hips anymore. It's helped my shoulder with the rehab of my shoulders. I can't speak highly enough, of Nick, like, you know, and he just does my programming now. So I do like, he programs my mobility, a little bit of zone 2 stuff on like my strength work, and it's made fucking such a difference, like, you know.
How's the zone 2 stuff as well? The stuff that people just don't do, right? And it's enormous.
Yeah, massive.
And get that base level aerobic capacity up to just higher.
Yeah.
The rest of everything else just works better, right?
Yeah. And it's just a good like recovery tool as well, like, isn't it? Because like I remember the first time I was like, yeah, but I don't fight for an hour, like, you know, so what's the point of me doing like an hour on a assault bike or an hour on a bike? And he's like, and he explained it as like, I might butcher this, but he said like a pyramid, if you just try and fucking build the peak, it's not gonna, you need to build the base wider and wider to build the peak higher, you know? That's the way he described it.
The foundations, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
But and like I've implemented that since then for the last 2 years, like, yeah.
I think that was one of the biggest things for me when I was the fittest I think I've ever been. A lot of the time after a class, I would do a CrossFit class and stuff, and obviously that's pretty high intensity anyway. Yeah. And then I'd just sit on one of those bike ergs for like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Just because why the fuck not? Yeah. And then everything else just, and I don't know, it was probably a multitude of things, because then obviously, you know, then your food gets better, you're working pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yes, that's great. But also like everything just kind of, I just started going harder for longer.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting on that bike every single day for like 40 minutes without, and there's zone 2 for people that don't know. like your heart rate's not getting fucking super high.
Yeah,
the whole point is you're just sort of ticking it over.
Yeah, just to the point where you could just have a conversation.
Yeah. Have you ever tried running at Zone 2?
No, I don't run at all.
Weird as fuck, man.
Yeah, right.
Because it's like, it ain't walking, but it ain't running.
Right.
So you're kind of doing this weird sort of trot thing.
Like a bit walking a jog, eh?
It's proper weird, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't run at all?
I don't know. I used to, but since I had a bucket handle tear in my meniscus in my knee, and because... So do you know what a bucket handle is?
No.
So like you get like meniscus is just like it's like the padding in between your knee, and it's so it's like two C discs, and like the inside of the disc had folded off and torn off, and folded inside my knee joint, so I could only like straighten my leg to there. So I was like walking around. I was almost walking around with like one leg really bent, like a fucking character, like a horror movie character that opens the door for a haunted house. You know, I was just fucking walking around like a right weird cunt. But I had that taken out, so then I got like a half a meniscus in one side of my knee. So like I try and limit as much impact on that as I can.
Yeah.
It feels fucking awesome, man. You know, like some of the stuff I've done with Nick has really helped. But yeah, I just try not to do the impact stuff. Unlike being a guy that's over like 90 kilos, I just want to save my knees as much as possible.
Mate, because I used to run a lot, and then I tried to get to 90 kilos. And I got there.
Yeah.
And then I went for a run yesterday, and I've never run heavy.
Yeah.
I was probably running at 80.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, man. It was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even that. I mean, 90 kilos is heavy for me, but like, I'm not big. I'm not that big of a dude.
Yeah.
And you know, when you're looking at your shadow and shit, man, I was like Shrek, man. I was like, it was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
It's hard work, isn't it? When you're heavy.
Fuck yeah. I run. Obviously, run is fucking awesome for you as well. But if I can like fucking get the same thing from going on your assault bike, I'll just do that.
Oh God, yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
But fuck the assault bike as well.
Fuck the assault bike.
That thing is fucking shit.
Yeah. Whoever designed the assault bike needs to be fucking shot.
Yeah.
But I love him at the same time.
Yeah. Same as I saw a video, a reel the other day that was like, it's the geezer in heaven, and he's trying to find the geezer the Bulgarian bloke who invented the split squat. He's like walking around like, who is it then? Fucking jokes.
That's good, man.
Because like, fuck those as well.
Yeah.
Horrible. Because but you do those Cossacks with like fucking 70 kilos on, yeah. I can't Cossack at all.
10 each size, there?
Oh, fair.
Battery hips, yeah.
I guess you need to, right?
Yeah. It helps the like good hip mobility, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I do them like 10s each side, and I think the bar is like 32, I think.
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. But they're good, man. I enjoy them as well. But Nick's programming did a couple of times for me. Yeah. But it definitely helps with like my mobility now as well, I think, loading it. Yeah.
So how often are you in a conventional gym a week?
2 to 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 2 to 3. It's just to supplement my MMA stuff.
Yeah.
When I was injured, I was there every day, fucking twice a day sometimes.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it?
Yeah, but like now it's just a supplement to keep myself at a good level so I can focus on like grappling and kickboxing and shit.
The skill stuff.
Yeah.
How many injuries have you had?
Fuck. Not a load. I was pretty good for most of my career, and then like a couple of years ago, I did my knee at a bucket handle there. Recovered from that. It's when I was in Wales. Recovered from that. Fucking first sparring session back. Me and one of the boys was sparring pretty hard in small gloves, and I threw a hook, and he ducked, and I cracked my thumb and snapped my thumb, and I remember thinking, "Fuck, that hurt." And I carried on sparring.
Yeah, of course you did.
Like, it took me down. Like, but sometimes you have a crack and you get hit or whatever, and you're like, oh, it's not that bad, you know? But then, I could feel it, like, just didn't feel right. And I was asking my coach, Jake, he was like, is that dislocated? Took my glove off, and he's like, moving it around. He's
nah.
I think it might be. And he's like trying to pull it, but that was like completely broken. It was moving like fuck, like, you know. But
oh man,
yeah, carried on the session, carried on sparring and stuff, because I thought, it's just going to be. I wasn't convinced it was broken. I don't know whether I was lying to myself.
Yeah.
But I
feel like you do that. You go one of two ways, or you're like, no, that's fucked, or you're like, I'm fine. I'm
But
absolutely fine.
it's funny. Last week, I was sparring and I kicked someone's fucking knee or elbow, and I was like, "Oh, fucking broke my foot." Stop the session. Like carried on the round. Stop the session. It's like, "Oh, my foot's 100% broken because I've broken my other foot before."
Yeah.
And I went to get an X-ray, and like it came back, and like, "No, actually, you're just a pussy." So it's like fucking tidy. You have a vagina. You need to see a gynecologist, not a fucking X-ray for a doctor, like, you know.
Oh, it's broken.
Yeah.
It's definitely broken.
Yeah. Text from my mates. I'm like, "Fuck, I broke my foot," and then I had to go back and text him. I was like, "Nah, I'm just a fucking pussy."
Yeah, don't worry about it. Never mind.
Yeah.
Can I delete that one?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. So we've got knee. We've had a fucking hand.
I actually broke my foot.
Yeah,
Oh, I broke my knuckle there, my hand.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah, you have.
Yeah, bust that one and pushed my knuckle back.
So your knuckle now lives there?
No, so that's actually my knuckle.
Okay.
But this metacarpal or metatarsal, that snapped like that, so it shortened the knuckle, you know?
Yeah, right. Fucking hell.
But that
just lives like that now?
Pretty much, yeah. I haven't had any problems there. But yeah, that was from a different kind of fight before, but that was that was just like a bust up on the pavement, like, you know.
Yeah.
What else have I had? I've snapped my thumb, fucking
shoulder.
I think. Oh, shoulder, sorry, shoulder. And that's about it, really. Yeah, my shoulder. It was a bit sore going to training, and someone put a submission on, and I should have tapped a bit quicker than what I did. It's not me just trying to be a brave cunt. It was just one of those who went on quick, and it fucking went.
Yeah.
But yeah, just little niggles and injuries and stuff. Some people have them fucking really bad, and some people have no problems all through the career. It's just like flipping a coin, like, you know.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah.
Listen, couldn't be any more combat if you tried.
That's it.
So, like, the fucking chances you getting out are pretty high. Aren't they?
Yeah.
Be weird if you didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're not line dancing. Yeah,
little boogies.
Yeah.
Fuck. What do you reckon the highlight of your career so far is?
Ooh. What's the highlight? I think probably two of the fights where I won the belt, I think. Because I won the Eternal belt twice.
Fuck.
The first one, I'm actually mates with the guy now. He's an awesome dude. Kit Campbell had a good fight with Kit. And I don't think I was expected to win the fight. And it was a good hard fight throughout, but I managed to stop him. And then the fight with Brogan Anderson, it was a pretty quick finish, and I just went out and I felt on from the fucking start of the fight to the finish. Like, you know, it was one of those ones where, I just felt amazing doing it, like, you know. And I was coming back from injury as well, and probably that one actually came back from injury from the shoulder, and like. That injury really made me realize how much I wanted it, you know.
Fuck yeah!
You know, when something gets taken away from you, and I was like, fuck. All I was thinking about was the comeback and like training fucking hard to make it happen too. So that fight meant a lot to me, I think. So probably that fight, the Brogan fight.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah.
That's such a key, isn't it? Like, you have those, because the next question was going to be like, and this might not be it, but like any of like the toughest points, anything that's been.
Injury, probably. That shoulder, yeah. That shoulder was a fucking tough one, because he was coming off a loss. And then, like, say rugby or football, you fucking lose a fight, you go back the next week and write some rounds.
Yeah.
And I had the loss at the start of December. Wanted to get back in there straight away from March. I'd actually booked a fight. My shoulder just didn't feel right for a few weeks. And I'd go train, and then it'd be fucked for like weeks. And then I ended up getting a scan in there, and he's like, "Oh, you're out for a bit." And I was like, "Fuck, how long?" I'm like, Kyle, my mate, he's like, what was he saying to me? I was saying about my shoulders just not getting better, like, and he's like, "Maybe surgery then?" I was like, "No, fuck no, it's going to be surgery either." Obviously got a scan. Doctor's like, "Yeah, you're going to be out of the sport for 6 months." I was like, "Fuck, that's ridiculous." Like 6 months. And I was, my head was up my ass for a little bit. Yeah. Just fucking, just getting taken away from you and not be able to right those wrongs. But like, it was, Josh Saunders' podcast, Mindset King, I was listening to that a lot about like just controlling the controllable. That helped a lot of shit, like, you know, and like whether it's legitimate or not, you know, like the manifestation and stuff, I don't know, but like it fucking helped me at the time, like, you know, it like really helped, like just putting my headspace in a good positive place, because you can run away with your thoughts, like being, you know, negative thoughts quite easily. But I just started listening to that, and it just hit me such a good time, like, you know, and that fucking changed my way of thinking. Oh, for the year, man, I didn't give a fuck. It was just like, this is all I'm gonna do. I gotta train my fucking ass off and make this happen, like, you know. Yeah.
Don't you think it's crazy how, like, because, like, usually, and this is the perfect example of that, but usually your lowest points are sometimes followed by some of the fucking sickest things.
100%.
And that's, like, the perfect example of that.
Yeah.
And your mindset, obviously, being a driver for that, right?
Yeah.
But you having that low point, which then, you then coming back and then being like, I'm back from injury and I'm fucking killing it.
Oh, fuck, yeah. Like,
and now you're going fucking the distance with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the worst things in my life have led on to the best things, like, you know.
Crazy.
Yeah, 100%. That's, it was the best thing that happened to my fight career. I think, like, that, even that loss that I had before the injury was the best thing that happened in my career, because it just changed. I know I lost the last fight, but I'm still proud of that last fight because the way I fought it, you know, I went out and I got after him as well. Yeah. Come up short, but I can live with that. The training camp was awesome. I fucking fought well. But, like, I think, yeah, it changed the way I fought forever, that has, you know, and, like, yeah, the worst things lead on to the best things. And I think, like, being, that fight that I lost before I done my shoulder, I was just so defensive, you know, and coming out from that, and it fucking ate me up for a year, man. I was just like, fucking hell, like, you'd forget about it, and you'd be brushing your teeth fucking 6 minutes later, and you're like, yeah. So and I thought, from now on, I'm like, from that fight, like, when I was being defensive in the fight and I came up short, it made me think, like, I'd rather get knocked out fucking trying to kill someone, not trying to physically actually kill him, but I'm fucking coming after him to fucking hurt him every single time. And I'd rather come up short from a pride perspective than trying to be defensive to win a fight, you know? Yeah. And it just changed my mentality forever, that is, yeah.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Crazy. There's actually a book that I read once. One of my best mates sent me it when I was in a little bit of a wobbly time myself. It's called The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. I don't know if you've ever heard of Naval Ravikant. But it's basically about that, almost like the perception of the way you look at shit is the way it is, right? I might even get you the book. It's phenomenal.
100%,
phenomenal. Such a good book. What do you think the best piece of advice you've ever received is?
Fuck, I don't know. What's the best piece of advice I've ever had? I think I'd say, in fight terms, I'd say my old coach Kyle said to me about nerves and excitement. They're pretty much exactly the same in your body, you know? And, like, where you might feel nerves or anxious about something happening, whether it's fighting or fucking whatever, like, it's actually a lot of his excitement, and that helped me a lot through, like, my fight career and stuff, you know?
That's fucking
like,
cool.
He's like the best in the world. Like, he used to train with George St. Pierre and that, and he said, like, the absolute best in the world have negative thoughts and fucking nervous before fights, like, beyond belief, like, you know? So, like, and I was like, fuck yeah, that's actually, like, a really nice to know. Like,
fuck yeah.
Everyone feels like this.
100%.
Yeah.
Everyone gets scared.
100%, yeah. Fucking terrified, like.
It's just whether you fucking crack on with it or
100%, yeah. Like, you just can't let, like, like, I'm scared every fight I have. Like, I'm scared, I'm nervous. Not scared about getting hurt or anything, like, but just, like, scared of underperforming, fucking, anything. Like, it's just, I don't know what it is. You get nervous, fearful, fucking, like, if I end up, like, if someone fucking grabbed me, misses his ass, I'd have, like, a fucking thing of fear in me before it happened, but, like, I wouldn't ever let it stop me, like, you know?
Yeah.
Even, like, just fucking starting fighting and stuff, like, people are nervous about, like, trying it, or, like, going in the gym and just lifting weights, like, going in just to go in and get fit, like, you know? People get nervous about it and they don't want to walk into a gym, but, like, you should never let it stop you, like, you know? Because it's, yeah.
Because everybody feels that, right?
Everyone
and
feels
if we all didn't do shit because we got scared, no one would do shit.
Exactly, yeah. It's fine to be scared of shit, just don't let it stop you doing anything, like.
It's good to be scared, right? You got to lean into that, because then that's the growth thing after that.
Yeah,
obviously
100%.
some more cliches, but it is.
Yeah.
We have got 7 minutes, so how can people follow you, find you, fucking reach out if they want to fucking learn how to fight and follow you, follow you from the fucking what, and especially follow your fight journey, because I'll let you talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, go
on. But how can they follow you? How can they find you?
So pretty much just my Instagram. I don't have Facebook anymore. So just my Instagram be John Fraser 92, or John Martin Fraser 92. I'm not sure.
We'll double check that.
Yeah. Yeah, I generally have like fight news on there as well, amongst like other piss taking stuff that I post, just for having a laugh. But yeah, any fight news and whatnot.
John Fraser 92.
It is John Fraser 92. Yeah. There we go. But yeah, I post all my fight stuff on there. And there'll be one coming up on the August 17th. So if anyone wants to watch UFC Fight Pass, or potentially be in Perth on the 17th or the 31st on the Gold Coast. But if anyone wants any privates, if they want to learn self-defense, bit of confidence, just learn how to throw a punch properly, kick, jiu-jitsu, whatever. If they're just too nervous to try a class, or if there's any fighters they want to like upskill and something that they think that I can help them with, just send me a DM, whatever. Like, yeah, I might look like a grumpy, miserable bastard in the gym, but I'm actually like fucking, well, some people think I'm friendly anyway. Yeah. No, he's actually a cunt. Yeah.
No, I think that's fucking sick.
Yeah,
that's sick.
It's funny. I was like, one of the boys at Training Legacy stopped me. I've had like 2 or 3 people say to me, like, stop me. They're like, "Oh, I've fucking seen you at Fitness Cartel." I was gonna say hello, but you looked like you're in a bad mood. And like, fuck, it's just my it's just my resting ugly face.
It's fucking
look like I lost my chocolates all the time.
But you're fucking, that's the way to be though, is like when people meet you, they're like, actually, you're a fucking ledge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right.
Imagine it the other way around.
Yeah.
I thought you were nice, but you're a prick.
Yeah, you're actually a prick.
And quickly,
yeah,
because you've just, I don't know how much of this you want to talk about, but you got some fucking cool things, ideas coming up.
Oh yeah.
What do you want to like talk about and sort of tell people about? Because there's some cool shit.
What do you mean? Oh, like the gym.
Yeah.
Oh, the podcast.
Yeah. There you go. Cool. There's a couple cool things there.
Yeah. So me and my mate Geordie, we're going to be, well, we just started a podcast. We'll be releasing it soon.
What's it called?
I'm actually not sure yet. We haven't come up with a name yet. So if anyone's got any suggestions, fire them away. But we'll just be talking like a bit of jiu-jitsu, a bit of MMA, and just a bit of fucking waffle as well. Like, you know, nothing too serious, just having a chat. And, I will also be opening my own place up as well. My own MMA gym, pretty soon as well, within the next year. So, just keep your eyes open for that as well.
Fuck yeah.
Happy days.
Fuck yeah. And you're going to be a dad.
And I'm going to be a dad, yeah.
Let's go. Fuck, you know, it's big
things happening.
Legit. One of my questions was, what does the next 12 months look like? But I think, pretty full up.
Pretty full up, nappies, less sleep, and more fights.
Fuck yeah. What a way to finish.
Fuck it.
Man, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for coming on, bro. That's fucking good fun.
Cheers, bye.
Cheers, fella.
Happy days.